Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the WD Broadcasting Network. We are live here at the Lanier National Speedway for another week of the Trackmaster Sim Series. This is race 4 of this season. We've had 3 action-packed races so far and 3 different winners in our 3 races. So we may see a 4th different winner here tonight. I only see one of our previous winners in tonight's field, so good chance we see a 4th different winner this season. Right now, the drivers' meeting taking place. Everybody getting finished up with their practice runs, getting ready for qualifying. It looks like practice is over. We're throwing the checkered flag. It is time for these drivers to make their lap. In the late model stock, a lot of times you see drivers attempting to go on lap number 2, but we'll see who can take the top spot here tonight. I think everybody's going to be good on time, so we're not going to have to worry try and get timing and scoring up for you guys. It's Peyton Craig in the number 16 here tonight. Through turns 3 and 4. Crosses the stripe. He is currently quick time. A 13.63. A lap to beat. And for whatever reason, timing and scoring having a little bit trouble getting loaded. Qualifying still taking place. Justin Coleman in number 14 on track. He just finished his laps up at 13:71. And there is our timing tower for tonight's continuous coatings, 118 laps tonight. A little bit of a different lap count than something you'd normally see. That's to honor our last champion, which was Jake Sylvia in the 118. Currently sitting at the top of the board is Michael Weissman in the 74. Got a couple cars still on track. Carter Hollingsworth in the number 28. Just finished up his lap time, and he went to the top of the board, 13.571 for Hollingsworth. We'll see if Aaron Johnson can lay down a good lap here. Johnson out of 4. Gets the white flag that time. First lap, 13th quick with a 13.697. Jace Hale jumps up to second as well. And Johnson going to shut it down on lap number 2. Did not quite like the way that car felt coming out of the corner. Now only a couple cars left to qualify. Tim Dayton working his second lap. He comes out of 4, and it looks like that's going to wrap up qualifying. Only 3 minutes given to these drivers, so 18 cars took a lap. Which means we're going to be on for tonight's heat races. We'll have 8-lap heat races here tonight. I think they split the field in 2. or just about in 2. And we'll be ready to go. So our starting lineup for heat race number 1 looks like this. Carter Hollingsworth, your fast qualifier here tonight, going to roll off from the top spot. As outside, it's going to be the 74 of Michael Weissman. Peyton Craig in the 78 machine going to roll off from the 3rd spot here this evening in heat number 1. It is right side, the number 24. That's Kyle Adams. Brandon Atkinson, who sits 3rd in the point standings right now, going to roll off 5th in Heat 1 with Adam Fulford. He picked up the victory last night and leave the Pat Grand National Series, looking for a good run 2 nights in a row. Aaron Johnson in the 078 machine. Going to start from the 7th spot in Heat number 1. Picked up the victory in Week 2. We'll see if he can get a good run here and set himself up for a good starting spot in tonight's main event. Justin Coleman is outside in the 14 machine. I believe this is Coleman's first start this season. He picked up a victory last season at Southern National, and this is his first start at Lanier, so we'll see what Coleman has. And then final row, Tim Dayton in the 84, and then Richard Parks going to round out our starting lineup for heat race number 1. Hollingsworth in the 28, going to lead the field through turns 3 and 4. The pace car will drop to the bottom side. And the green flag is out, and we are racing for the first time tonight down into turns 1 and 2. Through the first couple of corners, Hollingsworth takes the lead down the back straightaway. Battle for second. Peyton Craig moves to the inside of Michael Weissman. Up off the corner that time, leader of lap number 1 is going to be Carter Hollingsworth. 7 laps to go. Battle is on for that 2nd spot. Brandon Atkinson is slotted right back behind Peyton Craig in the 16. He's got side-by-side cars in front of him and behind him as Aaron Johnson and Kyle Adams battle for that final spot in the top 5. 5 to go for Hollingsworth. He's getting a little bit of a gap out front as Weissman and Peyton Craig continue to battle. They're door-to-door, and really, they haven't been able to get much ground on the other one. Richard Parks out back was pretty loose right there. Got maybe tagged out of 4. He saved that car, though. Will stay clean and green. Down the front straightaway, Brandon Atkinson thought about making it 3 wide there, tried to poke his nose in, but Peyton Craig had to keep the door shut. Now here comes Aaron Johnson looking to the inside for 4th underneath Brandon Atkinson as we come back to 2 to go. 2 laps to go this time for Carter Hollingsworth. Going to come back to the white flag. He's got just about a 2nd advantage over Michael Weissman and Peyton Craig, but they battle hard for that 2nd spot. Looks like Weissman going to get it as they come across the stripe to take the white. Through turns 3 and 4 this time. Big send from Aaron Johnson down to the bottom to try and grab 4th, but it's going to be Carter Hollingsworth, Michael Weissman, Peyton Craig, Brandon Atkinson, and Aaron Johnson, your top 5. Kyle Adams 6th, Justin Coleman 7th, Adam Fulford 8th, Tim Dayton 9th, and Richard Parks rounds out your field in heat number 1. So clean and green through the first 8 laps of heat race action. Let's see what heat number 2 brings. We take a look at our starting lineup. On the pole, going to be the number 9 of Jace Hale. To his outside, going to be the number 29 of Zach Murphy. Brandon Elvis in the 54, going to roll off from the 3rd spot in heat number 2. Starting to his right will be the 11 of Landon Adkins. Hunter Morgan in the 05, going to roll off from the 5th spot. in heat number 2, and your defending champion, Jake Sylvia, in his kind of tribute race to last season, going to start from the 6th spot in heat 2. Hudson Geiger in the 36th, rolling off from the 7th spot. And his outside the number 8, starting in the 8th spot, that's Brandon Kelly. Bo Gilligy in the 11 machine, or 011 machine, rather. Going to start 9th. And Landon Farmer in the 026, going to roll off from that 10th spot. We've got 10 cars bringing us to the green in heat 2. We'll see what this heat race brings. Last one went clean and green, but they battled pretty hard throughout the race. Hollingsworth was able to get a second advantage at the line because those cars in second battled so hard. So Jace Hale in the 9 going to bring this field to the green. Zach Murphy in the 29. He's hungry for a good run here in the Trackmaster Sim Series. See what happens as they roll down into turns 3 and 4. Pace car makes the hard left turn down onto pit road. And for the second time tonight, green is out. We're underway in heat number 2. Same story in heat 2. Jace Hale going to take the lead down the back straightaway, and that will leave Zach Murphy on the outside of Brandon Elvis to battle for the 2nd spot. Elvis pulls ahead on the completion of lap number 1. Looks like he's going to clear Zach Murphy for 2nd. Let's see if he can track down your leader, Jace Hale. Hunter Morgan to the inside of Zach Murphy, trying to take over that 3rd spot. And it does not look like the outside lane is working very well for Murphy in the beginning part of this heat race. Little contact there with Morgan. Murphy starts to pull back ahead on the top. But the outside lane here at Lanier tends to be very rhythm-based. If you can get in your rhythm and know where to turn the car into the corner and how tight to hold the car to the inside and where to hold them tight, you can make that outside lane work, but it's very tough and you got to stay in a rhythm. This time by, we've got 3 laps to go in heat number 2. We're watching the battle for 3rd. Back behind, Hudson Geiger, Landon Adkins, they're side by side as well. Wondering which one of these drivers is going to pull out ahead. 2 to go this time for Jace Hale. He and Brandon Elvis have escaped to a 1 second advantage over Hunter Morgan and Zach Murphy. White flag this time, and there's contact out of 4. They all kind of got high and wide up out of the corner right there, and nobody really wanted to lift. Good job by everybody to save it. But out of turn number 4, it's going to be Jace Hale picking up the victory in heat race number 2. 2nd place, Brandon Elvis. Hunter Morgan 3rd. Zach Murphy 4th. Landon Adkins rounds out your top 5. Then it's Jake Sylvia, Landon Farmer, Bo Gilligy, Hudson Geiger, and Brandon Kelly, your top 10. So now we get to cool things down for a couple moments before we send them green for 118 laps here tonight. This is going to be an interesting one because they are not going to have a set of tires in the pits. They had a 125 lapper earlier in the season. No sets of tires in the pits. That race was won by none other than Aaron Johnson. We're going to take a quick peek into the admin chat, see if we can't look at what the invert's going to be for tonight's Continuous Coatings 118. Track temp tonight, even though it's nighttime here at Lanier, track temp still pretty high. You can see 106 degrees on track. I guess it's just about nighttime, not quite under the lights. But 106 degrees. Let's look at what the invert is going to be here. If you're unfamiliar with the Trackmaster Sim series, the way they do the invert, we all join a Discord server, which is what we all use for voice chat. We join a server, and then Christian Peterson, the admin of the Trackmaster Sim series, will stream a virtual duck race. I said that right, ducks. They're numbered, and whichever one wins, that's the invert for the night. So we're waiting for the green flag in the duck race to find out what the invert's going to be. There's 10 ducks. The options are 1 to 10 on the invert. I'm all for a 10. I want to see the fast cars come from as far back in the field as possible, but we'll see what happens. And it looks like one's peeking ahead. I don't know what number that is. And I think the invert's going to be a 1. So we're going to start him straight up tonight for 118 laps. We'll see what happens. The warm-up has concluded here, so we're going to get ready to send him green. So let's watch and see what happens. 118 laps. We're going to meet our starting lineup. And on the pole for tonight's continuous coatings, 118. He won his heat race. He qualified on pole. Carter Hollingsworth in the 28 machine. It is outside. It's going to be Jace Hale in the number 9. Michael Weissman in the 74, going to roll off from the 3rd spot here tonight. He had a good run in heat number 1. Starting to his outside, Brandon Elvis was pretty close there in heat 2. He's going to start 4th. Peyton Craig in the 78 going to roll off from the 5th spot in this one. And then to his outside, it's Hunter Morgan in the 05. Brandon Atkinson, 15 car, going to roll off from the 7th spot with Zach Murphy in the 29 to his outside, starting 8th. Aaron Johnson in the 078 going to roll off from the 9th position. Then rounding out our top 10 starters, it's Landon Adkins in the number 11. Kyle Adams in the 24 going to start to the inside of row number 6, and to his outside, defending champion Jake Sylvia in the 118. Back behind him, rounding out our starting field, it's Justin Coleman making his first start of the season. We'll see what he's got in the 14. Starting to his right, Landon Farmer in the 026, going to start from the 14th spot. Row number 8 on the inside, Adam Fulford looking for a good run 2 nights in a row. His right side, it's Bo Gilligy in the 011 machine. And your final 4 starters in the 17th spot, Tim Dayton in the 84. Hudson Geiger going to roll off 18th in the 36th. And then row number 10, Richard Parks on the inside, and Brandon Kelly on the outside in the number 8. So that is our starting field. We're going to go 118 laps. And we'll see what happens here. This is going to be a good one. There's no tire sets in the pits, but you can't save too much because you want track position as well. So waiting for all the drivers to get ready. I'm going to make sure everybody is all ready to go. 118 laps can be a long time here at Lanier. Although with this field, it could go by pretty quick if they get spread out. I really want to see a long green flag run here tonight. We haven't seen too many this season. I want to see a long green flag run. Let these guys put some heat in the tires, see who is the best at saving their race car. As there is your field. I don't think Brandon Kelly in the 8 machine is going to make it here tonight. So your pole sitter, Carter Hollingsworth, going to lead this field down the back straightaway. Only going to get a couple laps under caution before we send this field to the green. And they receive the 1 to go signal that time. So it is in the hands of Carter Hollingsworth and Jace Hale. Going to bring us to the green. And I actually think I may have went a little bit early on that. Lights back on, the iRacing.com pace car not quite ready to go. Race control wants to make sure everything's all good to go before we go racing. And there is your field. Folks, if you're watching the driver in the chat below, pick a car, pick your number, pick their name, and let me know who it is. These drivers often watch back. They want to know who's cheering for them and what comments you guys have. So as the field goes through turns 3 and 4, this time pace car is off. And Carter Hollingsworth, Jace Hale into the gas. We are racing in race number 4 here at Lanier. Through the first set of corners and down the back straightaway, Carter Hollingsworth takes the early advantage. And through turns 3 and 4, leader of lap number 1, give it to Carter Hollingsworth in the number 28 machine. Jace Hale right behind him in the number 9. Brandon Elvis in the 54 battles Michael Weissman on that outside lane, trying to take away the 3rd spot. Your front 5 single file after 2. Brandon Atkinson in the 15 machine. Gets to the inside of Hunter Morgan, takes away that 6th spot. As Peyton Craig up in front of him. Underneath, Michael Weissman wants to move to the front early here. And that's going to be the key, getting spots on the restarts. You don't want to have to pass people when you have heat in your tires. That's going to make your car handle worse in the long run. But we've got a battle up front heating up for the lead. Jace Hale has not let Carter Hollingsworth get away. Only a 1/10 of a second the difference at the line that time. They head down the back straightaway a little bit further back. Aaron Johnson the next to get to the inside of Michael Weissman. Brandon Atkinson was able to get by into the 5th spot. And now Johnson trying to move forward. He'll bring Landon Atkins with him as well in the number 11. Up front, Carter Hollingsworth has about a car length race lead, just barely. Well, not even a car length. Jace Hale keeps that 9 machine close on the exit of the corner. Not letting Carter Hollingsworth get too much room out in front. And right now you can see most of your field single file. 9 laps in. Kyle Adams on the outside of Landon Farmer. Those two battling for the 13th spot on the racetrack. As now, here comes Peyton Craig looking to the inside of Brandon Elvis. That's for the 3rd spot. Craig down low. It's a good run down into 3 and 4. Elvis, though, working that outside lane. You can see the run that he's able to get up off the corner. Just able to hold that 16 at bay. Craig that time got a better run out of turns 1 and 2, but 3 and 4 seems to be the better end of the racetrack for Brandon Elvis. 54 machine gets a good run up off. He's just able to hold Peyton Craig to that inside, not let him get by just yet. looking at the points situation coming into tonight, leading the points is Aaron Johnson. He has actually, tie for the lead is Aaron Johnson and Carter Hollingsworth. Right now, Carter Hollingsworth holds the race lead, so he is in the tiebreaker position and looking to extend his gap if he can stay there here tonight. But Aaron Johnson still right there just outside of the top 5, actually making the move for the top 5 position as he looks underneath Brandon Atkinson, who is conveniently 3rd in the point standings, just 15 points back. So a very close top 3, as there's nearly an incident that time. There was contact between the 16 in front of him, and we've got a caution flag. I think Bo Gilligy in the 011 machine was turned around the wrong way in turn number 4, and that's going to put us under yellow for the first time here tonight after a good 17-lap run to start things off. Let's grab a look at what happened to the 011 one more time right here. He was running in front of Tim Dayton in the 15th spot. It looks like Dayton just got into the left rear. I don't know how exactly it happened. I don't know if Gilligy was loose ahead of time or if Dayton just misjudged the gap there. We'll watch it one more time on board with Tim Dayton. Looked like they may have met in the middle a little bit right there. You could see the 84 was tight, but the 011 also looked like he may have came down the racetrack just a little bit. So we get ready to send them back green. They get the 1 to go signal, and the lights come back on the iRacing.com pace car. I didn't think we were going green there. Race control wants to make sure the lineup is all good to go before they send them back. But now the lights back off on the iRacing.com pace car. Carter Hollingsworth going to have Jace Hale to his outside. Brandon Elvis in the 3rd spot back behind. Keep an eye on that 16 car. He's had some speed early on as well. So back through the restart zone. And a good launch from the 28 machine. He is clear down into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Brandon Elvis to the inside of Jace Hale. Down into turns 3 and 4. The 28 on the bottom side. The 9 of Jace Hale trying to make that outside lane work, and he will. Back down into the 2nd spot. Now Peyton Craig going to try to follow what the 9 of Jace Hale just did and see if he couldn't get to the outside of Brandon Elvis, and he's going to right there on the exit of turn number 4. Elvis couldn't quite shut the door, and now keeping that car... trying to keep that car on the bottom of the racetrack. He may be fighting a little bit of a tight condition right now. You can see the 16 of Craig on the outside, pulling ahead through the exit of the corner. And Brandon Atkinson on the in the 15 on the bottom lane. He's going to have to make a decision here. Does he go to the inside? Does he stay on the inside? Or does he start to move up the racetrack and try to follow Peyton Craig on the outside lane? I fear if he does not move up there quickly... Oh, Craig that time shut the door. Elvis checked up a little bit, got back into line, and he's going to move up to the outside lane. That worked out good for Atkinson in the 15. He's maybe able to shut the door on Landon Adkins right there. Adkins knocking on the door of the top 5. Carter Hollingsworth leads over Jace Hale, but not by much. You can see the gap right into turn number 1. Hale keeping him close for that top spot. We look back at Aaron Johnson and Landon Adkins battling for the 6th spot on the racetrack. Elvis and Atkinson starting to battle as well. The 15 of Atkinson on the bottom. Moved up the racetrack that time, right up in front of Landon Adkins, and Adkins had to get on the brakes to not get into the back of the 15, down into 1. But you can definitely tell the hot temperatures here tonight affecting some of these race cars. A lot more sliding than we have seen in recent weeks. 82 degrees, but we saw the track temperature over 100 degrees, and that definitely has an effect on the handling of these race cars, especially if you get the tires hot, as now we've got a battle heating up for the race lead. Jace Hale took a peek to the inside of Carter Hollingsworth through turns 3 and 4. 28 looks like he was able to get that car back into rhythm. But man, the 9 of Jace Hale right there on the back bumper. You can see him almost pushing Hollingsworth down the straightaway. Hale definitely has good drive off at this point. Lap number 40 up on the board as your front 2 continue to battle, and they've got a bit of a gap to Peyton Craig in the number 16. You might wonder if Jace Hale doesn't start to back off a little bit. Knows that he has a good race car and can put pressure on Carter Hollingsworth if he needs to, but still a long way to go in this one. You can see the 9 machine really trying to use that outside lane to turn and drive off the corner straight. Very different lines from your top 2 at this moment. Here comes Brandon Atkinson to the inside of Brandon Elvis. And they make contact, or Elvis makes contact with Peyton Craig. Craig way up the racetrack. They're 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. I think Craig sensed a little bit of heat in the kitchen and did not want to get burnt right there. Backed out of the situation, knew that the car wasn't quite to his liking right there. But still, the battle is on for the top spot. Jace Hale putting all kinds of pressure on Carter Hollingsworth. Thought he was going to look to the inside that time. But behind them, Brandon Atkinson completes that pass for the 3rd spot, moved the 15 up to 3rd. And contact. Landon Atkinson to the inside of Peyton Craig. Got to the left rear right there, made a little contact in 1 and 2. That moved the 16 up the racetrack, and Adkins going to take that spot away. And Craig all kinds of sideways, and he's going to go around, and that'll bring out the caution flag. I think he may have overcorrected there on the exit of 2, but we're going to watch that back one more time. This view right here, watch the 16 down into the corner. I don't know if there was really any contact, and yeah, he definitely overcorrected there to finish that off, but I don't think there was any contact between he and Aaron Johnson or Landon Adkins down into the corner. It just looked like that car was, you could definitely tell it was getting to be a handful eventually ends up going around. We'll watch one more time on board. Yeah, and as you saw there, he definitely had that wheel cranked to the right, so it was going to be hard to bring that car back around. But your race leader, Carter Hollingsworth, is going to get a bit of a break from having to hold off Jace Hale in the number 9. The field going to double up this time. It looks like we will go back green flag racing. As the pace car drops to the inside of turns 3 and 4, it's once again Carter Hollingsworth and Jace Hale through the restart zone. Back underway here at Lanier. Good start from your top 2 once again. Jace Hale going to get right down in line in front of Brandon Atkinson, and Atkinson going to have to battle with Brandon Elvis now once again. Elvis back to the outside. They work down through turns 1 and 2. Aaron Johnson, the 078. Ooh, contact back behind. Hunter Morgan up the racetrack. I think that was Jake Sylvia in the 118 that initially made contact. Bill Gilligy out of shape in the 011, but he got it saved. As these restarts can often spike the intensity, everybody going for every bit of ground that they can get. But still at the front, it's Carter Hollingsworth showing the way. And Brandon Elvis goes around Aaron Johnson to the inside wall as well. The driver in the battle for the points lead, Aaron Johnson, goes around. There goes down to the inside wall. Brandon Elvis got some damage on the front end of that race car. Let's watch that back one more time. '78 to the inside. I think he may have just came up the racetrack a little bit and grabbed the 54, Brandon Elvis, and that was enough to bring them both to the inside of the racetrack. Everybody else was able to avoid a big-time contact there, you could tell. We'll get another look at that here. You can see Johnson moving to the inside in the 78. Yeah, it looked like they may have just met in the middle there. The 54 looked like he was getting a little bit loose as well. And it's a tough spot to be right there where you're trying to race the driver and trying to keep that spot, but you also want to give him room. And if you get loose at that moment, it can just be tough to get that car corrected without making contact. And you can see right there, they came together, both of them on pit road. Going to lose a couple laps getting damage fixed. All right, and we are back. Doubled up. Field going to go green this time by as the pace car moves back to pit road. Another good launch from Carter Hollingsworth and back underway. Just past halfway. Down the back straightaway, Carter Hollingsworth takes the race lead. Battle for third between Jake Sylvia and Brandon Atkinson. Atkinson trying to keep that car turning on the bottom side of the racetrack. It's been hard to get the car off the bottom. There's a little contact there. Jake Sylvia lost some ground. Now he's going to have to try to fend off Justin Coleman, who drives to the inside. Coleman in the J14 on the bottom side. But definitely having to lean on the 118 a little bit Getting tough to pass on the bottom of the racetrack as we get later into this one. You can see Sylvia gets that run up off the corner. Not much Coleman can do, as he now has to fend off Michael Weissman. But a 3-car breakaway at the front as we have a caution on the racetrack. 0-11, Bo Gilligy around in turn number 2. Watch that back one more time. Tim Dayton in the 84. And I think Gilligy just got sideways going into 1, lost that car. And sometimes when you get loose up off the corner, go back a little bit right here, you could see the contact between Gilligy right there. When you get loose up off the corner, sometimes you spend a little bit trying to get that car back corrected. And then down into 1 and 2, you can see that car just came around on him, could not quite get it caught. And that puts us back under the yellow flag. They get the 2 to go signal there. We are 70 laps into this one. Still quite a ways to go. Just under 50 laps. So this should be a good run to the finish. We had a hard time getting them back green this time around right here, but let's see what Carter Hollingsworth can do on the inside lane. And more importantly, let's see what Jace Hale can do on the outside lane. He hasn't been able to get that good of a restart and hold even with Carter Hollingsworth. Let's see what happens here. Is through the restart zone one more time. Good launch once again from the 28. But here comes Brandon Atkinson for second. Atkinson to the inside. Here comes Jake Sylvia. Thought about making it 3 wide down into turns 3 and 4. Hollingsworth going to lead them back to the line. They single file out behind them. Got 4 single file. Justin Coleman to the inside of Michael Weissman. Looking for the 5th spot. Adam Fulford up the racetrack, back behind, off the pace a little bit. Here comes Zach Murphy. And how about Richard Park? Started shotgun on the field. Your top 4 starting to break away from this battle for the 5th spot. As Weissman that time not able to keep that car pinned to the bottom. And Justin Coleman going to take that 5th spot away. Let's see if he can try to get away and hide now. We've got a battle heating up for the 2nd spot. Brandon Atkinson right there on the back bumper of Jace Hale. And now that Hale's starting to get pressure from Atkinson, that's what Carter Hollingsworth wanted to see in the 28 machine. It gives him a little bit more breathing room. And as I say that, caution flag flies. Hunter Morgan came to a stop in turn number 2. And that breathing room that Hollingsworth had is now going to be back under yellow. And he's going to have to navigate another restart. Let's see what happened to the 0-5. Was battling with Kyle Adams for the 11th spot. Adams up the racetrack there. And then down into 1, I think similar to what we saw happen to Bo Gilligy in the 011 machine. Got a little bit loose the corner before, and then down into 1. Car just did not want to plant. So under caution for a 5th time here tonight. 81 laps into this. And the laps are going to wind down now. Once we get to that lap 95 mark, going to be crunch time for these guys. You're not up in the top 5, top 3. Don't know if you're going to have a shot at this one, but you're going to have to be good on the restarts for sure if you want a shot at this one. You're going to have to get a good jump and try and be as close to Carter Hollingsworth as you can, because right now he is kept the way. On the bottom. Thought we might have been going single file there. I had to check one more time, but double file restart here. 84 laps in. At Lanier, Carter Hollingsworth, Jace Hale through the restart zone one more time, and we are back under green. Better start from Jace Hale that time, but still Carter Hollingsworth clear out of turn number 2. Now Brandon Atkinson going to try once again to take that 2nd spot away. He just has not been able to get the run on the bottom of the racetrack, but we've seen that from others so far as well. Now how about Jake Sylvia in the 118 on the outside lane? Oh, and Landon Atkins around out of turn number 4. A couple cars involved. Tim Dayton into the back bumper of Kyle Adams there. I did not see what initially caused the contact down into 3, but I saw the 11 machine spinning center of the corner. And then everybody went up to the high side to avoid, it looked like. A couple cars got collected as well. Here's another look at it. Landon Adkins in the 11. I think a stack up in front of him. And then he got tagged by Adam Fulford, and there was really nowhere they could go. When they're stacking up like that, center of the corner, you're already committed to a certain line and a certain amount of speed. It's hard to get that car slowed down extra. We'll watch on board with Landon Adkins. Yeah, you could see they just checked up a little bit in front of him, and Adam Fulford did not have enough time to react. So another caution flag here. I believe the 6th time tonight that we have seen the caution flag. But all the cautions have came in the feature. We had caution-free heat races. But the feature has been a little bit more eventful. As the lights drop one more time, going to send them back green. 91 laps complete. So the pace car is off. Carter Hollingsworth going to launch from the bottom once again. A good start for the 28 through the restart zone. And can he hold off Jace Hale down the backstretch? He is clear into turn number 3. Hollingsworth going to try to expand that gap now as Jace Hale has to deal with Brandon Atkinson looking to his inside. Atkinson going to try to shut the door on Jake Sylvia, but Sylvia right there in the 118 would love to win the race, sharing his number. 25 to go at the line that time. Atkinson and Sylvia switched up lanes down into turn number 1. Atkinson going to be able to pull away this time and set his sights back on Jace Hale. Richard Parks underneath Justin Coleman. And oh, Landon Farmer goes for a spin and slides into the pit barrels there. Saw him on the right-hand side of your screen. Very slow spin through turns 3 and 4. I don't know if he got tagged or if it was another situation like we saw with Bo Gilligy and Hunter Morgan. Take a look at it one more time and see what happened. And it actually happened in front of him. Zach Murphy in the 29. He's checking up a little bit, and then as soon as Farmer got into the brake pedal, around he went. Let's watch that on board with the 26. And just got a little bit too much brake pedal, trying to keep it out of Zach Murphy's back bumper. But luckily, I don't think the car is really damaged, so he's going to be able to keep that car rolling and catch back up with the field. He is on the lead lap. We've got 14 cars on the lead lap at this point. And up front, we are inside of 20 laps to go. So it's going to be gloves off from this point. You're going to want every spot on the restart you can get. Carter Hollingsworth going to choose the inside once again. Only the leader gets lane choice here in the Trackmaster Sim Series. Everybody else has to file in where they're supposed to be. But Hollingsworth going to lead us down through turns 3 and 4 once again. Pace car is off. And through the restart zone they go. Good launch from the 28. And we're back racing with 18 laps to go. 18 to go. Hollingsworth, good launch out of turn number 2. Here comes Brandon Atkinson looking to the inside of Jace Hale. He's up the racetrack, and oh, more trouble on the exit of 4. Zach Murphy, Hunter Morgan spun around. Landon Adkins is right there as well. He was a little bit off the pace. And man, turn 4 tonight. Past couple cautions, it's been Calamity Corner. Let's look at it here. I think the 05 of Morgan may have just gotten into the back bumper of Zach Murphy, and that sent both of them around through turns 3 and 4. And then Adkins had to check up to avoid. Watch it one more time. And just a little bump right there. That was a good look at it. And then I think the 11 of Landon Farmer may have gotten some contact from that as well. Or Landon Adkins, I should say. May have gotten some contact as well. As the field is doubled back up, we're getting ready to send them back green. Laps running out here at Lanier. Another restart for Carter Hollingsworth. What happens now? Green flag back out. 14. Make it 13 laps to go. Another good launch from Hollingsworth. Jace Hale starting to lose a little bit of the momentum that he's got on that outside lane. On these restarts is now Jake Sylvia makes it 3 wide for second down into turns 3 and 4, or 1 and 2. Getting turned around here at Lanier. We've got 11 laps to go, and now Brandon Atkinson pulls ahead for the second spot. He's going to peek out ahead of Jace Hale and try to take that spot away down the back straightaway. This time by for Carter Hollingsworth. 10 laps to go. 10 remain here at Lanier, trying to pick up his first victory of the season. Battle still on for the second spot. Jace Hale on that outside lane, refusing to give up. He's been very strong on the outside, and we've got a spinner out back. Bo Gilligy in the 0-11. Around once again on the exit of turn number 2. And that'll put us close to green-white checkered territory. I don't think we're quite there yet. But if we get one more caution, we're going to be sending them green for only a couple laps. Here's the 0-11 machine. I think just drove it off a little bit too hard. Down into turns 1 and 2. I think he was trying to get clear of Kyle Adams in the 24 and then drove it off a little bit too far down into the corner. Got sideways. And looped it around, which is going to put us under caution for the 9th time here tonight. Hollingsworth in the 28 gets the 2 to go signal that time. They'll come back to 5 to go. And the 1 to green. So it will be 4-lap shootout here at Lanier. Can anyone beat Carter Hollingsworth, who has led from the drop of the green? Now he's got a different driver to his right side. That's Brandon Atkinson in the 15. He's had to fight his way up inside of the top 5 here. And let's see what happens. Pace car back off the racetrack. And the field is off. Green flag back out. We're racing down into turns 1 and 2 with 4 laps to go. 4 to go for Carter Hollingsworth. Jace Hale, Brandon Atkinson battle for the 2nd spot back behind, and they spin! Brandon Atkinson, Jace Hale spin, and everybody stacks up behind. And man, there were a lot of cars up at the front selected in that one. Jake Sylvia involved. Adam Fulford, Brandon Atkinson. Watch this one more time. Looked like the 9, I think, got tagged from the 118 of Sylvia, and that was enough to do it. Atkinson went around. Fulford involved down at the bottom. And now that shakes things up, because Carter Hollingsworth is going to have Richard Parks to his outside on this restart. Although Adam Fulford, I think, may get some positions back in line. I think he'll be up to 3rd. So this time they will get the 1 to go signal. It will be green-white checkered time. They've got 1 attempt at the green-white checkered. So this will be the final restart. Carter Hollingsworth and Richard Parks going to finish this one off. Adam Fulford and Justin Coleman in row number 2. And the field is down the back straightaway. We are ready to go. Hollingsworth and Parks through the restart zone. Good start from the 28. 2 laps to go here at Lanier. Good launch from Hollingsworth down through the first set of corners. Richard Parks right there on the back bumper, though. What can Richard Parks do? Coming back to the white flag. Parks is loose out of turn number 4. White flag for Carter Hollingsworth. They're 3 wide back behind him. Justin Coleman going to challenge Parks for the 2nd spot. But through turns 3 and 4, it's going to be Carter Hollingsworth picking up victory number 1 this season as chaos ensues out of turn number 4 back behind. But Carter Hollingsworth in the 28 machine picks up the victory in the continuous coatings 118. His first victory of the season. And Hollingsworth going to burn it down on the front straightaway. We're going to grab a word from our top 3 finishers here in just a moment. Jump into the broadcast booth for all those guys, and we're going to see if we can't get our top 3. And let's start with our winner here tonight. First driver we can see in the voice chat. And our winner here this evening, first victory of the season for our points leader, Carter Hollingsworth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, winner here tonight. You led all of the laps in your heat race, qualified on pole, led all of the laps in the feature. Was there anything you didn't do tonight? Did you not set the fastest lap?
Yes, I went quick time.
All right, well, no, I'm talking about the race. I think you set fastest lap in the race, too. So I think you actually did check every single box tonight. What was it about that 28 machine that was special here tonight?
Well, I'm going to be honest, we actually missed it on the setup tonight. We were hitting the racetrack all practice. Started the race, obviously the 9 car was way faster, but saved tires, and it kind of fixed itself at the end, but it was still hitting it pretty bad, and if it went green, and I feel like I would have pulled away still, but it wasn't. It's not. The car was terrible. It wasn't good, but we still got it done. Just glad we did. New look on the front. Never really ran a Dodge before, but looks like it's giving me speed, so might have to keep running it.
I think I vividly remember before this race saying, imagine you just win in the Dodge and then you're never going to be able to take it off. So I think we're going to have to commit to that at this point. But congratulations to you, Carter. Who do you have to thank for win number 1 this season?
I just got to thank Brooks Speed Shop, WD Broadcasting Network, RJW21 Management, Levi Photography, Christian Peterson, and John Lyday. They put on a really good league. It's always fun racing on Thursday night. Kind of reminds me of Thursday Night Thunder at IRP. But I just really enjoyed coming on and racing, and pretty fun.
Alrighty, well, we've got 2 races left this season. You're the points leader, and with the run that Aaron Johnson had tonight, Atkinson didn't get too many points either. Do you think you've got a shot here going into these final 2 races?
Yeah, just gotta keep doing what I'm doing. Not really think about that much. Just try and execute and see where we end up. It's kind of my first full season running for a championship. I've never really done it before, so hopefully we can bring it home and just keep doing what we're doing, man. We're doing a great job.
Alrighty, well, congratulations to you, Carter, on your win here tonight, and we'll talk to you next time on the WB Broadcasting Network.
All right, see ya.
Yep. All right, we're going to talk to our second place finisher now, see if we can get him up into the booth. That's Richard Parks. Richard Parks up in the broadcast booth. You got a copy? See if we can get a copy from Richard here. All right, I don't think we had a copy from Richard Parks there, but we're going to try to grab a copy from our third place finisher here tonight, Justin Coleman, up into the broadcast booth. Third place in your first race of the season. How's it feel?
It feels pretty good considering the fact it was a hectic race.
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty eventful race. Luckily, the 14, one of the only races recently I've seen that 14 machine. If it was a chaotic race, you were one of the ones to avoid it. So I'm glad that you got the better end of this race and you were able to end up third. But you were battling inside the top 5 there late in the race, so it definitely wasn't only from the eventfulness around you.
Right. Yeah. Starting off, I just had to get used to the car. I didn't get a whole lot of practice per usual. So I started to fill it out towards the end of the race. And as the race went on and we put more laps on the tires, the car felt better and better. So, yeah, I definitely felt like we had a top five car. I hate we kept having them cautions there at the end. I feel like I might have had something for Richard Parks. I don't know about Carter. Carter was in his own land, but anyway, it had a good car, had a good piece. Thanks to Brandon Ellis. Man, always puts out some fire setups.
Yeah, it definitely looked like a pretty good piece here tonight. And like you said, once you kind of got back into your rhythm, that 14 machine was moving towards the front. So great run in your return to the Trackmaster Sim Series. I know you thank Brandon for the good setup. Who else do you have to thank to get this 14 on the podium?
I just want to thank you as always. Love going back watching your broadcast. You're probably one of the best broadcasters on YouTube, in my opinion. But anyway, thank everybody at Trackmasters, Christian Peterson, John Lade, Brandon Atkinson, and all the admins over there. This is a pretty good series they got going on. Thank all my sponsors: Coastal Performance, Barry Ellis Performance and Fabrication, BH Homes Construction, Gibbs Brothers Construction, Coleman Design, Trick Chassis. Who else did I miss? Chestnut Hill, the restaurant. That's about it. Man, I can't remember all of them. I don't do this very often.
Yeah, we need to get you a list. That way you go run down the line, get you a list, just tape it next to the sim rig. But
tape it right next to my monitor.
Right, there you go. Find a perfect spot for it. But congratulations to you, Coleman, on your third place run here tonight. Hopefully we can talk to you here again soon on the network.
Hope so, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. All right, now we're going to try to grab a word from our second place finisher, Richard Parks, up in the broadcast booth. Richard, you got me up in the booth?
Yeah, I think so. You got me?
Yep, I got you now. All righty. Well, second place finisher here tonight. You started shotgun on the field. Didn't get, I don't think you got a qualifying lap in, and just kind of played it conservative there in the heat race. Ended up starting from the final row and just worked your way through the field. And we saw you there after that final caution in a perfect spot for podium finish.
Yeah, I was really bad in practice, and I wasn't much better in the heat race. So I kind of made the choice to just tighten it up and see if I could just ride around for a while and see if it would kind of come to me. I got stuck on the outside for, I don't know, 20 laps or something, and I thought I was going to burn everything up. But in the end, there was still enough left to get by a few of them, and they happened to wad it up in front of me a little bit. So I was benefiting from that greatly.
Yeah, and sometimes, we've said it before here, but we'll say it again. Sometimes it's better to have luck than have speed at the end of these races and to be able to miss wrecks rather than be in them. So you did a great job of avoiding everything that was in front of you. You were in the good spot, or in the right spot at the right time to put the 113 onto the podium here. And that's your first podium of the season. So who do you have to thank for a good run here in week number 4?
Really just my wife for putting up with me coming and spending time in here at night. But other than that, yeah, it's a great group of guys to race with. Thank you for putting on these races and broadcast them as well. And yeah, it's I look forward to it every Thursday night. It's a good place to run.
Yeah, it's definitely been a fun series these first 5 seasons. I can't even believe we're 5 seasons in already, or almost completely 5 seasons in. But it's been a fun one here, and we've seen you, Richard Parks, for pretty much all 5 seasons. I think you've been here from the beginning, so glad to see you get a podium here and have a good run.
I appreciate it very much, and hopefully we can get a few more.
Yes, sir. Alrighty, folks, that was Richard Parks, your second place finisher here tonight. Glad we got to get him back up into the booth and grab a word. And now let's look at our final results from tonight's race. Carter Hollingsworth picks up the victory, and we're not going to let him forget that he said if he wins in the Dodge, he's going to have to keep running it. So if you guys don't see the Dodge next week, make sure you let Carter know that we need more of the Dodge. But we'll run through our finishing order. Carter Hollingsworth, your winner. Richard Parks, second. Justin Coleman, third. Adam Fulford, fourth. Jace Hale, fifth. Brandon Atkinson, sixth. Jake Sylvia, seventh. Landon Atkins, eighth. Tim Dayton, 9th. Landon Farmer, 10th. Kyle Adams, 11th. Zach Murphy, 12th. Bo Gilligy, 13th. Michael Weissman 14th, Brandon Elvis 15th, Aaron Johnson 16th, Peyton Craig 17th, Hudson Geiger 18th, and Hunter Morgan rounds out our field. So thank you guys for watching the Trackmaster Sim Series here on the WD Broadcasting Network. It's a pretty fun night of racing. We had some cautions there, but there was some green flag laps as well. So fun night. Thank you guys for watching one more time. Hit that red subscribe button for more iRacing content here on the WD Broadcasting Network. We will see you guys back next time. I'm your host, Winston Deal, signing it off. You guys have a great night. Peace out.